Some new information just out today on the $3.5 trillion stimulus package as the finish line is rapidly approaching. Let's get into it and discuss what just went down today. Welcome and thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video as I'm back each and every day in videos just like this one, boiling down all of the latest updates into these short videos and delivering it to you a few times each and every day so that you can stay up to date with everything going on right now as all of this information is changing very, very rapidly, literally every single day. Not only that, I am very much committed and dedicated to each and every one of you right here on the channel and doing whatever I possibly can to help you out during this time. So if you like the sound of that, please make sure to subscribe right down below the video and feel free to share this video or any others here on the channel with your friends, family, and social media. Thank you. I truly appreciate it. And just remember, I want to help out in any way that I can. I know it's tough out there and I want to be here for you as your daily advocate. All right. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Let's talk about the $3.5 trillion stimulus package and what was just mentioned today. So in my last video that I just released a few hours ago, I was out in that video talking about Joe Manchin. He is one of the moderate Democrats in the Senate. Now, he was out just a few days ago talking to his Democratic colleagues, basically telling everybody, hey, everyone, let's push the pause button on this $3.5 trillion package because it is going to lead to massive inflation, and we need to kind of sit back and see how things go. Let's just kind of sit back for a minute and see what's going on before we just push forward with this massive package. Well, other Democratic colleagues were basically saying, you know, nice idea, Joe, but I don't think so. We're going to go ahead and forge forward with this massive package and continue to push on. Well, that wasn't exactly sitting very well with a lot of people. Well, earlier today, we had an interview with the White House Chief Advisor, Cedric Richmond. And he was basically out in this interview and basically said, we are still moving full steam ahead with this $3.5 trillion package. Basically, in this interview, he said, this is basically just sausage making. Interesting analogy, right? I mean, can everybody picture, like, a big sausage machine? I don't know. What does a sausage machine look like, right? Like a big old meat grinder and you throw a bunch of meat in and it turns it into a tube of sausage? I don't know. Sounds kind of gross to me. I don't know. Just saying. Anyway, but anyway, he basically said it's just like a big sausage making fest where they're pretty much just kind of throwing everything into the hopper, mix it all around, and eventually it pushes it out into a little wrapping, right? And that's what we're going to call the $3.5 trillion stimulus package. All right, so now that everybody's thinking about sausage, all right, sorry about that. But seriously, that's what was said in the interview. But basically, Cedric Richmond is basically coming out saying, yep, we're still moving forward full steam ahead with this package, and we will not we're not doing anything. I mean, basically, it's moving forward, and that's about it. So even though Joe Manchin is coming out saying, you know, let's just kind of push the pause button here, everybody's basically saying, no, I don't think so. We're going to continue moving forward. At the same time, we also had some statements out of the White House Chief of Staff, Ron Klain. And basically, he was out saying, we are going to continue working with Joe Manchin so that we can craft a bill that will pass the House, pass the Senate, and ultimately end up on the president's desk for a signature, turning it into law. Now remember, the finish line is only out just a few weeks from now from when they want to have this thing passed. They have a lot of work to do over the next few weeks here. They certainly have their work cut out for them over the following days and weeks. They have a lot to do and not much time to get it done if they actually want to stay on track with their actual timelines. Now here's the thing. As we know, Bernie Sanders is the main man behind this package, right? He's kind of like the main architect of the bill right now. Now, he's actually been out going to a variety of different states, actually campaigning and pitching his ideas on this $3.5 trillion package. In fact, he's actually been visiting some of these red states. Now, red being like primarily Republican states, like primarily Republican, kind of grounds, like primarily just Republican. So he's been going to these states and these different locations, basically trying to pitch his ideas and basically saying, hey, we need this $3.5 trillion package. And this is something that's typically very unconventional. You typically don't really see this, but this is a strategy that was pulled a number of years ago, and it seemed to have worked. So once again, Bernie, he's doing it. here's the interesting thing about Bernie. He's the guy who typically thinks out of the box. He does some really interesting things, and he's always thinking in new creative ways to get into kind of the mind of many different people out there. In fact, when was it? I think it was like late last year. Bernie did something. On the Senate floor, I don't remember exactly what the sign says, but he brought in like a huge, like, life-size sign, like a huge sign that he created, and it said something. I don't remember exactly what it says, but I remember he came in with this huge sign one day. It was just like, what are you doing? But either way, my point is, that is something that nobody else did, but here comes Bernie with this huge sign he comes carrying into the Senate floor just to prove a point. So my point is, he's kind of always doing something outside the box. And this is exactly what he's doing here with his campaigning all around the country. Now, I saw some different locations. He was in Iowa, like Cedar City or Cedar Falls, maybe Iowa. He was in Indiana. He's going all around the country, just kind of hitting some of these red states and red areas, kind of trying to pitch his ideas and say, hey, we need this $3.5 trillion package. And I guess my rebuttal to that would be, okay, fine. You can pitch the $3.5 trillion package, but I feel like if you can actually put some things in there for the people, maybe a little bit more than what's in there already, or just better allocate some of that money, I feel like you'd be much better off trying to convince the people that it's a for sure thing and that we actually need to get this thing through. But as of right now, honestly, there's not a whole lot in there for the people as it currently stands. There are some things, but at the end of the day, it's not like all that enticing, right? It's not like something to get really excited about, whereas if they added some stimulus checks into it, would we be excited to know that he's going around the country and all of these other Democrats who are pitching this plan right now? If there was a stimulus check in there, maybe $1,400, maybe $2,000, something like that, would a lot of us get a little bit more excited? Think about it. You could have the current package, $3.5 trillion, and as it currently is, are you excited about it? I don't know about you, but I'm not getting too excited about it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm looking at the package saying, okay, check, 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 check. Okay, a lot of stuff in there, but not a whole lot, if you know what I mean. Like, there's a lot, but yet there's not a lot. But if they just so happen to throw some stimulus checks in there, and I can look at the package and say, nice, they're going to pass this thing, and we're going to grab ourselves a couple $1,000, right? And then I can start looking at the package and say, I guess I'm a little bit more interested now. There's something in there. They've baited the hook a little bit for me. You know what I mean? So if there's something in there that we can have some personal gain as a result of the package being passed, I think a lot more of us would be maybe a little bit more supportive of it versus right now we look at it and just say, wow, that's $3.5 trillion with a little bit in there for us, but not really, not much. It's kind of skimpy, if you know what I mean. So anyway, I think that's all they'd really need to do, and realistically, they wouldn't need to spend that much money in order to add some stimulus checks in there. We've talked about it, and it'd only be about $200 billion to add a $2,000 stimulus check focused on the lowest income people. I don't know about you, but you could really get some people really behind this package if all they did was add a $2,000 check in there for the people. And realistically, that's what we need. Well, let's be real. By the time they get it passed, it may be too little, too late, once again, just like all the other stimulus checks, but at the end of the day, who would deny it? I certainly wouldn't. If they wanted to give me $2,000 or $1,400, I would gladly hold my hand out and take it. And I'm guessing many of you would probably do the same thing. So we want to continue doing anything we possibly can to remind them that, hello, we need that stimulus check. So either way, it's nice that we're continuing to get more updates on this thing. We're having more people come out and, conduct these interviews and just give their perspective on this thing. But either way, they want to have this thing wrapped up in a matter of just weeks from now. Wow, yeah, it's coming fast. So I will be your one-stop shop for everything you need to know going on right now with this package. Make sure to subscribe right down below the video so you can make sure to watch all of my videos coming out, as there's a lot going on right now. So subscribe down below, share the video with your friends, family, social media, and again, feel free to go back and check out any of the other videos right here on the channel. Thank you, I truly appreciate it, and just remember, I'm here to help out in any way I can. Thank you, I truly appreciate you, and I'll